Uh,
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm really sorry I couldn't be with you
Oh my
yesterday.
I'm sure this whole week has been so challenging. How are you
Mm.
doing? How are you and Antoine feeling? And how is Madame Pellico feeling?
Well, Giselle is feeling really relieved because she has the impression that now this journey finally reached its term. And as she said yesterday, she hopes that she will never have to set foot again in a court for the rest of her life. But she's really relieved that she managed to be there until the end and to get the last of her aggressors convicted, because he was out of the 51 of them who got convicted, only one remained.
Right.
This one was the last, and she felt that, well, things were finally going back to normal.
Did you all feel about having that additional year of prison
Mhm.
time? That must have been
Well, as Mrs. Pellico said, no one can be happy that
yes.
another people get jailed, because behind this person there is always a family. Mrs. Pellico told us when we were going back in the car, I'm thinking about his wife tonight, I'm thinking about his kid. This is the problem with sexual assaulted cases and rape cases. It's like it's just suffering on top of suffering on top of
Yes.
suffering, and everyone is suffering. I think that this additional year was deserved,
Yes.
because the truth is that the the convicted felon, now we can say that,
Mm-hmm.
um, he had a year to think first about the merits of the appeal, and he had a year to try to evolve from his initial position. And even if Mrs. Pellico did not expect anything from him, she was still disappointed because, unfortunately, he did not change from his initial position that he
Mm.
was a victim too in that
Yeah.
case. And because, in his opinion, which is of course completely preposterous, but he had been tricked into raping Mrs.
Yes.
Pellico, and he kept saying that during the trial, that even if he truly and deeply respect Mrs. Pellico, still he had the impression that he had been a victim. He even told me, because I asked him about something he had declared during the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
You said during the investigation that you felt rape yourself.
Oh,
Would you stand by this statement today? And he said, yes, I feel that I've been raped. And so, I mean,
yeah,
one
agree.
additional year is not that much considering his position, and we can consider that the court, well, was the court had a complication, which is that this man is included in a case in which 51 other accused have been sentenced up to 20 years, and they
Mm-hmm.
had to organize the sentencing in a way that makes sense. So this
Okay.
man came one time, other men came six times. Some of them
Interesting.
expressed some regrets, some other didn't. Some stayed for many, many hours. Some stayed for half an hour to 45 minutes. So, well, in any case, the court considered that uh, 10 years was the appropriate sentence, and Mrs. Pellico respects the court's decision.
That's very complicated to have so many perpetrators and to weigh those different convictions against each other. Thank you for
Mhm.
explaining that. It's so different here in the United States, and that's just
Exact.
a lot for her to consider and for you and Antoine to consider.
Mhm.
It's our understanding that she was able to address the perpetrator directly in the courtroom. How did she feel about that? Was that healing? Was that emotional?
I think that she expressed what she really felt, which was a sense of course, she was very angry, and she told him, you don't seem to be ashamed to keep saying that you're a victim. There is only one victim in this room, and it's me." And she also said that he should be accountable for what he did, and he should own his own mistakes. And she couldn't understand how a grown man could still be so stuck into denial. And it was even painful for her, I mean, to listen to that, because of course this was the man's position, but behind this position there was a defense, and the defense was supporting this position that this man may have been a victim. So this has been felt in the line of questioning that Mrs. Pellico had to endure, during which, again, even if the defense denied that, they tried to induce the jury into the idea that maybe somehow uh, she could be responsible for what happened to her. They didn't say that that way, of course, but they came back to the questions that we thought were absolutely settled since the first trial, that how someone could spend 10 years without knowing what's happening to her. And also, and this was probably the most disturbing, because we also thought that this would be something that we would never see again in this case. They tried to use some previous evidence,
Mm,
because in Mr. Pellico's hard drive, there were some intimate pictures of Mrs. Pellico, which were absolutely not related to the case whatsoever, some of them being taken years before the facts. And still, they presented a request to the court that these pictures be released and presented to the jury. So we presented a motion to dismiss the request, and luckily it was granted. So the request was denied, but it shows how, I would say, actual and some defense strategies, which are, in my opinion, directly aimed at shaming the victim,
yes.
are still I mean, used. And this is something that we thought we would never see again in this case, and still in this case we had that. So
Yeah, victim blaming is the foundation of so many of these cases. It's the foundation, I think, always to a defense strategy is to make that victim feel shame and blame and discomfort. And at some point, I think it was maybe Antoine that had said, kind of switching the shame, putting the shame back on the
Mhm,
defendants, on the perpetrators. And I think that's
mhm,
so impactful because what you all are doing, as you know, I hope you know, you are truly dismantling rape culture as we know it. And to even hear that in this appeal trial, that victim blaming came up in such a prominent way, and that you all filed motions to be like, absolutely not, you will not blame her. She is the victim here. It's just so incredibly powerful. We're just so grateful to the work that you have done, how you have stood by her side. And honestly, Stefan, we would so much, although we would love to have met you in person, of course, we're so grateful that you stood by her side through this appeal. It
mm,
meant so much to us. It is exactly what we would do for the clients and the survivors that we serve. And we just were just so inspired by
thank you
your
very much.
compassion for her and your
Mm,
passion for this case and your dedication to really changing how people think about sexual violence and how they respond to it. I really believe that's why it was a global case because you all just continued to beat away all of the myths that come with rape and sexual assault. And it just is so meaningful to all of us. We
thank you very
appreciate you
much.
so much. We were so honored
Thank you
to
very much.
present you with the award because really you're part of our community. You are one of us. You are someone that believes survivors and fights for survivors. And you just truly inspire attorneys around the world and survivors in every single country. And we're just so grateful to you and Antoine and to Madame Pellico for enduring this and for fighting so hard. Just
Thank
incredible.
you very
Thank
much.
you
Thank you.
so
Mrs. Perico was very clear about the fact that the only sense she found in everything that happened to her and everything she endured is that some people, maybe anywhere, can one day think, well, if this woman did it, I can do it myself too. That's
absolutely.
the
We give
mainly.
an award to one of our clients every single year, and this year was to a young woman in her 20s. And for sure, that message of if I can do it in my 70s, that you can too. And it was just incredible to see
Mhm,
this young woman and then to see the images of Madame Pellico and be like, right, if a young person in their 20s, if Madame Pellico can do it before the world, then as
mhm,
survivors, it is important that if we can, we stand up and fight for our rights because it can change how people think about
Mm,
survivors, how people think about rape, and that they blame the right people, the perpetrators.
absolutely.
Oh, well, thank you so much for your time. It's so good to
Thank
see
you
your
very
face.
much,
Please
Stacy,
give
and
Madame Pellico our
I will.
gratitude, and to Antoine as well. And we're just so grateful to you. And thank you for everything. And
Thank you.
congratulations on an incredible win over and over again.
Thank you very much, Stacy.
Thank
Thank you.
you
It was
so
a
much. Take
pleasure.
care, Stefan.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.